Hey, how you doing? I got one more job I need to unlock, and I have them all. Besides Blue Mage and Scholar. But Scholar you upgrade Arcanist, and you get Scholar eventually. This is the last job I can pick up without leveling towards. So let's get to it. Greetings and welcome to the Athenaeum Astrologian. Perhaps you were drawn by fate to this place of learning, or perhaps you wish to know more about fate itself. Then you were wise to come hither, for in the stars are written the fates of every woman and man on Hydaelyn. It was there, in the stars, that I read a woman would call upon the Athenaeum this very day. A woman who would play an important role in my own life. But my apologies. Even the most skilled reader cannot scry a name from the heavens. Would you be so kind as to give me yours so that I might know who is to be my newest protege? Yo, well, I was not expecting that, but what is a name but an attempt by our begetters to wield power over the lives of their sons and daughters, lives whose paths have already been foretold, in a sense that is. My name is Janek Renard de Durander, and I am an astrologian for the Holy See. Remember that name, for it shall echo forevermore in the annals of Ishgardian history. Well, it will once I put it there, once we put it there. Now, where to begin? I suppose I could consult my divining deck for an answer, but that would be too easy now, wouldn't it? Very well, at the beginning it is. Astrology, or the reading of the stars, is a branch of astrological science which originated in distant Charlian. There have been astrologians in Ishgard for thousands of years, but it wasn't until 3 centuries ago when Adolel the Younger learned that the movement of the stars could also be used to foresee the movements of the Dravanian horde, that the field became popular. Since then, what was once a single science has bifurcated into 2 similar yet ultimately different schools of learning: the Charlian school of astrology and the Ishgardian school. The former placing a focus on tapping celestial ether and transforming it into beneficial magics, or astronomy, the latter specializing in determining the actions of our dragon's enemies to the north. Thank you, Akumio Moshi. I am a student of the former, the only student of the former here in Ishgard, and have been actively seeking a partner with whom to conduct my research. Let us just say that my fellow astrologians here have been less than approving of my path, but that is simply because they are afraid of what they do not know. Once they do know of how Charlian astrology can befit the sea and its soldiers, they will feel foolish for ever having doubted me. Us. You will be joining me, will you not, walking the path that has been laid out before you? instead of stubbornly denying your fate, postponing the inevitable. I see you wasted no time in making your decision. Like I always say, the stars are never wrong. Alas, even a lifetime of study and training cannot unlock all the secrets written in those stars. Myself, I have been a student of the astronomic arts more summers than I can count, and I still often misread the signs shown to me in the skies, though my readings are far more accurate now than they were when I attended the Athenaeum in Charlian. No, the Charlian, mind you. The colony that once thrived in the Dravanian hitherlands. I can recall my time there like it was but yesterday. The first 6 moons, I was not even allowed to touch the deck of 60, let alone conduct a reading with the major arcana. Most of my time was spent in the scriptorium transcribing old tomes on astrological fundamentals such as the 6 elemental houses, divine duplicity, class triplicity, house modality and polarity, dignity versus deriment. I abhorred the task and would tirelessly pester my instructors as to when I might actually be granted the opportunity to weave a spell or perform a reading. It wasn't until the end of the 6th moon that I realized that all that transcribing had prepared me with the essentials I would need to do those very things. The positions of the celestial bodies within the 6 elemental houses and their relation to the major arcana of the Dex 60. Therein lie the secrets to tapping the etherical power locked in the heavens. And soon, you too will be privy to these secrets. But not this day, no. I would have you transcribe musty old tomes like I was once forced to do. No, I would not have you. No, the task I have for you is much more interesting. You see, I am expecting the arrival of a very important guest. My old mentor from the studium has agreed to make the journey from the old world of Ishgard and speak with the Holy See regarding the implementation of Charlian astrological techniques in the city-state defense. Alas, the professor and his party are now 7 days late in arriving, and I have begun to worry for their safety. I should be much obliged, therefore, if you would inquire of the other astrologians here in the Aetherium if they have heard aught. Why would Lord Janquard think I had information on the whereabouts of a handful of unbelievers from across the bloodline sea? I am an astrologian, not a fortune teller. I cannot simply look to the stars and scry the location of the visitor's guests, unless the guests are dragons, that is. I suppose if anyone knew aught, it would be the observatorium. We here at the Aetherium are but students dedicated to research. Those with any influence in our field are assigned to the astroscope. Let me guess. The good Lord Janquard said he saw you in a vision and that the stars told him that you were to study Charlian astrology with him. Am I close? You must be the 100th of his little pets to pester me this week alone. I harbor no ill will toward ignorant unbelievers, unlucky enough to find themselves caught up in the talk of stars and fortunes. But you may tell that sorry excuse for an astrologian for the umpteenth time that I have heard not concerning his imaginary friends from faraway Charlian. Just do not tell the Viscount I called him a sorry excuse for an astrologian, alright? Jen Quinard is still waiting for word on his missing Charlians instead of actually making an effort to find them, is he? Of course he is. Is it any wonder that in nearly 15 years since his return from Charlian, his skill in astronomy has remained unchanged? Any wonder that he has never yet managed to convince a single peer of the value of the Charlian school? He is a privileged little brat who spends more time gazing at the stars in young maidens' eyes than actually trying to read the ones above his head. Alright. You tell the poor old man I just returned from the observatorium and one night in the communal feasting hall. Happened to overhear Chief Astrologian Falmer speaking with one of his aides regarding Charlian. He was visibly upset, and I wasn't about to risk my career over something I care little about. So I merely put my head down and ate my beet soup. But that is all I know, and you did not hear it from me. Master Fulmore, and I thought this day could not get any worse. Oh no, I'm suggesting that meeting you in a way has been unfortunate. I'm not suggesting. It is just, that, it may not be in our best interest to be seen together as of yet. There are certain people in the sea who do not approve of my studies. Couple that with the fact that you are an outsider and unbeliever, and, well, people may come to the wrong conclusions. We must act with caution until we can prove that our intentions are just for the good of Ishgard. So I must ask you to travel to their observatorium alone and meet me there. Right up the alpaca's ass. Okay. He's in there, is he? I don't remember that smoke being there. That's new. That's cool. Yo, allow me to apologize again for not accompanying you here. As for our business with the Chief Astrologian, you may leave the talking to me. Janet inquired. I might have known it would be you. Who else would be so indecent as to drag an outsider into this holy place of observatorium? You have always had an unhealthy obsession for the foreign. 'Tis why you are as worthless to the Ethereum now as you were when you returned from that heathen city a decade and a half since. But the stars, they can serve us in other ways than merely revealing when the Horde will attack. Their powers can be tapped. The aether within can be used for. The aether should be left be. Has history taught you not about the folly of the Nymans, the Amptador, the Machi? Mine, uncle. The Charlians have been wielding astronomy for ages without disrupting ethereal balances. This power, combined with the Ishgardian technology, astrology, could be what is needed to turn the tide of this 1,000-year conflict. Moreover, I have reason to believe that our masters at the Vault agree, as they have given me their blessings to continue my research. I did not come to trade barbs with you, uncle. Let us save that for another time. I am here because it has come to my attention that you may have information as to the whereabouts of Professor Mason and his party from Charlian. For someone who says he is not in the here to trade barbs, you have been quite generous in your dealings of them today. If it means you will leave and allow me to return to my work, then I'd be more than happy to let you know what information found its way to my desk just yesterday morn. Serpent Reaver sightings and foul weather prevented the professor's ship from entering the Strait of Melthor, where they would have made their way up the Maiden and into Cortherius. After detouring around the south of Vilbren, they finally disembarked at Vesper Bay, where they took to the land route along the Royal Allegan Sunway to the Black Shroud. It is there, it seems, they lost their way. A lost astrologian, ha! It is as my morning readings predicted. Dalmon was in retirement, determined in the House of the Spire while according over the ecliptic. Yo, you must journey to the Black Shroud and assist Professor Mace. Allow me to introduce you to Quinturian. He is my personal manservant and shall accompany you. He is not one for conversation, but his sword arm is among the best in all of the pillars. He should see you safe if any danger were to befall you, and something tells me danger lurks on the horizon. It is a pleasure to serve you, milady. I make haste to Quarry Mill and await you there. Milady, I have questioned the residents of this hamlet and learned that a party of queerly dressed outsiders passed through not a bell ago. It should not prove overly difficult to find them now. But before we begin, might I ask a moment of your time? I would not dare utter ill of my master, but his recent fixation with finding a protege, I believe it ill considered. This passion, however pure, has left him with more than one enemy with the astrological community. Lord Fulmort has seen to this. I fear not only for Ara's name might be sullied, but for his life. I beg you, pray do not drag him any further down into this quagmire. Let him quietly dabble in his dream, but let it remain at that, a dream. No good will come of encouraging him. It will only hurt the Viscount and his family. You must remember that while I serve Lord Janquinard, it is his uncle, the Count, who employs me. Now, as for the task at hand, I suggest we find the wayward travelers and hurry back to our respective hearths. I shall lead. Might I ask you to take the rear and see that none may take us unawares? Let me check something real quick. Okay, I have enough room. Like, just enough room. These are the charlatans we seek, and it appears they have found themselves some trouble. Unhand my grandfather. Ah, feisty. We'll fetch a fine price for that one from the pleasure barge captains. This soul has spoken. Grab the old man. These wizards types carry on them all manner of bedgemmed baubles and golden trinkets. Upper, I'll toss you in the snakes. You want to see the old man again? You leave us the girl. Try anything and he's dead. And I did nothing. Wait. Grandfather's soul crystal. Why would he leave it here, surrendering any power he might have had to free himself from those bandits? Unless you were the one that saw his reading before we left the old world. But that was more than a moon ago. My grandfather scried from the cards that he would serve as the bridge for countless souls to be passed to another. Might you be that other? These men of the forest are careless. Tracking them will be no difficult feat. I shall follow and strike before they have time to regroup in numbers. The stars have spoken and laid their path not before you, but before the adventurer here. You must take the soul of the astrologian and place it near your heart. Listen to the tales of those who walk before you, and know their journeys as you do your own. As for the tools you require and the knowledge needed to wield them, I, Levia, shall see to those matter. You saw there was no fear in my grandfather's eyes when the bandits took him. This is because he has seen you come to his rescue. Our lives were written in the stars long before we trod upon this land. It is not by chance that you stand here today with the soul of the astrologian in your hand. It is fate. I guess that's the best level 30 equipment I have. I'm not sure if I just got these or... I'm level 30. Why'd they give me level 22? Whatever. Now listen carefully, for we haven't much time. The star globe which you hold is both your sword and your shield. It will grant you strength as well as protection, but most important of all, it will grant you insight into the current location of the stars, enabling you to channel the heavens ether into your body for use in all manner of magics. The better attuned you become to the heavens and their malefic and benefic bodies, the better the ether might be manipulated to bring succor or pain. But as you already know, the star globe is not the only tool an astromancer has at her disposal. Yes, the arcana, or more specifically the 6 major arcana, play a differing role in what type of Australian you will become. Any layman will tell you that the cards can predict a man's future. This is both true and untrue. It is not the future that a card predicts, but the card influencing the man so that a certain future becomes more attainable. Seeking to tell a man's fortune, you draw a card from your deck. Upon reading the card, you scry that the man will be victorious in a coming battle. What is it that brings this man his victory but ether tapped from one of the lower 6 heavens, granting the man strength, making it all that much easier for him to overcome his enemy. Yep. Of course, what card is drawn is linked directly to a target's destiny, as well as yours. Are you the one who will see this man's fortune, or you lead him to downfall? It all depends on your reading. Normally, I would not dare cover so much in the first lesson, but it is my grandfather who has placed his life in your hands, and I am not about to watch him have his throat slit because you cannot tell the face of an arcana from its back. We have 2 seemingly capable soldiers here to take the brunt of the bandits' blows. Allow them to carve a trail of carnage while you convince the stars to nudge the two in a direction favorable to my kin. I understand this must be a lot to digest, but if you are ever to become a capable astrologian, you must believe in the path laid out before you, and in your power to read it, follow it, and ultimately control it. Take some time to acclimate yourself to your new abilities, and let me know when you're ready to begin. Don't have a lot of options right now, but still I'd like to use a striking dummy. Okay. Not sure what those do. Oh, that does not do a lot of damage. Okay, so attack, heal. Dot. Ooh. What seems to be swift cast for a little bit. Or sure cast, but better. Asuna. Okay, that's another heal. Repose. That's another heal. Okay. Oh, it's random. Okay. Man, I only have one path. That's not great. But I guess I'm gonna be healing. Interesting. Okay. No, I'll just leave it as is. Yeah, striking dummy doesn't do too much for healers, but it's good to know. One thing I need to do. Second thing I need to do. Okay. See if I can do this. Okay, so I'll have a tank. I see it in your eyes that you're ready. Whether that actually makes you ready or not, only time will tell. Time, unfortunately, is something we no longer have in abundance. Let us take to the shadows and find out where those bandits are holding my grandfather. May the stars be our guide. Resurrect as soon. Okay, so that's the AoE heal. Got it. Alright. Is that a fail? No, no, I was trying to heal the enemy. Okay. God, it's weird being a healer for me. Wait, am I going backwards? Yeah, I'm going backwards. Woo! I'm a healer. I don't think I like being a healer, but I can do it. I was not told there would be 2 astrologians. Enough of this. I am Quinn Parian. In the employ of Lord Jeniquard, I am sent to escort you back to Ishgard. Are you unhurt, my lord? Jeniquard, you say? And where is my former student? His constant pestering is one of the reasons I agreed to make the long trip from the old world. I see none but Quinn Parian and in this adventure. I too have seen no other. Just like you didn't see those bandits until their knives were up our asses. but that is of no matter. It was all as the stars had foretold. Yes, I saw this adventurer long before even setting foot on this accursed continent, when the arcana whispered and told me I would find a worthy successor for my soul crystal. And having witnessed how she eased into her new role, but mere moments after taking up the crystal's globe and deck, yes, I knew at once my reading was true, and that this adventurer was the astrologian I had been seeking. But now, let us see if she has the potential for greatness within her. Look to the skies, yo, and there you will see 6 stars aglow in pale yellow. This is the bowl. This constellation is thought to be the gate to the first heaven, the heaven which holds the world tree. Planted by the matron and nurtured by the keeper, the world tree is the source from which all life is said to have sprung. The trunk of the world tree, or bowl, grants strength to the weak, allowing them to stand firm in the face of adversity. You have now opened that gate, and its power is yours to command. A solid bowl represents a solid foundation. It's no coincidence that this very constellation is into midheaven at this very moment, the moment of a new astrologian's birth. And to think, I saw all of this a moon ago. It seems I am a better reader of fates than I thought, huh? But I jest. It has been a long journey, and with more than its fair share of unexpected excitement. I am an old man, and one does not need a deck of arcana to see that my weary legs will not carry me much longer. Let us make haste to Ishgard, so I may give that ungrateful gent a quick guard, a proper unbranding. Sweet. Jen inquired. 15 summers passed, and still the flippant cold. I lost half of my hair to touring. Send an adventurer to find the man you summoned halfway across Heidelin, always taking the easy route, and you wonder why you still haven't been able to open the second heaven's gate. I, allow me to explain, Professor. You see, I was waiting here in case you made it to Ishgard before my manservant and Yo could locate you. Think of the confusion had you arrived only to find the Athenium empty. Wait, how did you know I haven't opened all the gates? My grandfather is the greatest astrologian in all of Charlian. There is not he doesn't know unless he doesn't wish to know it. You of all people should know that. Perhaps I was hasty in my decision to remain here and see you to your training. Train me? You? But what of Professor Mace? Isn't that what he made the why he made the journey? My grandfather has already completed this task. He simply came to Ishgard out of courtesy to an old pupil, one who it appears he had wasted years on. Wasted? What are you implying, milady? Ah, my dear Leveva, you still do not see it, do you? Without Jenna Quickguard stumbling into my tutelage nearly 2 decades past, he never would have taken this adventurer under his wing and sent her to us in his stead. It was all as the stars had planned. Your soul crystal, Professor. This adventurer has stolen your soul of the astrologian. Ha! Ever the unobservant Jane. If this adventurer had stolen my crystal, Laveva would have read up a terrible fate for the lass. No, Yo is my successor, something I mistakenly thought you might be. But even I cannot see every future, it seems. But do not despair. I have not given up on you completely. Despite your failings, you have tried your best to promote the Charlian School of Astrology here in this den of fools, who fail to see aught and all beyond the Dragon War. I wish to see you continue that fight, and that is why I've played Levenva to remain here and further your adventurer's training. I see. This is all rather overwhelming. Might I have some time to consider your words? No. You either continue your training with me and your protege, or you crawl back to obscurity. I shall give you both several turns of the sun to study the basics of Charlian astrology. It should not be so hard for you. Janet Quickguard, considering you've had a substantial head start. Once you have committed the basics to memory, then return here. In the meantime, I will be traveling Eorzea, searching for locations where Yo and you will unlock the remaining heaven's gates. But you were only recently set upon by bandits. Perhaps traveling alone so soon is unwise. Don't you think I know that? That is why you will be lending me the services of your able manservant, Quimperane. I will? I will. Yes, of course, Lady Lavenda. Anything for the granddaughter of Charlian's finest professor of astrology. Quimperian. You heard the lady. Very good. I shall see my grandfather to the airship landing now. But rest assured that if you neglect your studies, I will know. Nice. Oh, wow, 55 minutes, okay. Astrologian's no joke. I don't know if I'll continue this one, but thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one, whatever that might be. Peace.